Brilliance Audio.
Read Between the Lines by Rachel Lacey. Performed by Abby Craden. There aren't nearly enough women in this display. Rosie Taft braced one hand against the stepladder as she reached to place yet another book whose cover featured a dashingly handsome man into the display case in the front window of Between the Pages bookstore. She was in the process of filling the window display with a colorful array of romance novels, her absolute favorite genre. "Not to worry, there are plenty of ladies waiting," Leah said as she handed Rosie the next book on the stack, a sunny yellow paperback with a woman holding an adorable pup on the cover. Leah was Rosie's best friend and the manager of Between the Pages. "This is more like it," Rosie said as she tapped a finger against the illustrated dog's nose. "I loved this one. Did you read it yet?" "I haven't," Leah said in her crisp British accent. "Unlike you, I actually try to have a social life when I'm not in the store." Rosie carefully added the book to the display before flipping off her friend. "I go out plenty, and between you, Nikki, and Paige, I never get a moment alone at home either." "You go out with friends, which is not the same as a date, and you know it." "What's the point of wasting my time with the wrong person?" Rosie wouldn't apologize for being picky about who she dated. "Because sometimes you have to date Ms. Wrong to find Ms. Right," Leah said. Rosie balanced on her toes as she placed the yellow book on the shelf. "I date Ms. Maybe to find out if she could be Ms. Right, but not if I already know she's wrong for me." "Well, maybe you're holding out for Ms. Perfect." Leah lifted her eyebrows as she handed Rosie the next book. Rosie's cheeks warmed as she recognized the cover, which depicted a woman in a business suit wearing killer red pumps, with the Manhattan skyline visible outside the window behind her. It was the latest lesbian romance by Brie, a notoriously reclusive author who also happened to be Rosie's favorite. She had stumbled across one of Brie's books about 3 years ago and immediately fell in love with her writing. There was something so evocative about Brie's words. Rosie could lose herself in one of her books and not come up for air until she'd finished. Brie wrote heroines Rosie related to, and the kind of swoon-worthy romance she wanted for herself someday. Books like Brie's had shown her what she wanted in a real-life partner, and she wouldn't settle for anything less. She and Leah booked authors into the store for monthly signings, so she'd immediately reached out to Brie's publisher, and to Brie herself through the contact form on her website, inviting her for a signing, only to receive the same response from both. Brie didn't do in-person events. Rosie supposed it went along with Brie's enigmatic persona. Her headshot was artfully styled so that her hair obscured most of her face, and her bio contained almost no personal information. A few months ago, Rosie had replied to one of her tweets, and from there, they'd struck up an online friendship on Twitter that only increased Rosie's fascination with her. Brie was warm and funny, and she and Rosie never seemed to run out of things to talk about. It was more than that, though. Rosie had never been one for celebrity crushes or even online dating, but when she chatted with Brie, she felt smitten. Sometimes their interaction seemed flirty, or maybe it was all in Rosie's head. She was a hopeless romantic after all. And if she ever met Brie in real life, she definitely wouldn't say no to a date. "Go on and put Brie's book right up front," Leah said with a knowing smile. "You know you want to." Rosie placed it in the center of the display. "It's a great book with a stunning cover. It belongs up front." "Mm-hmm," Leah said. "When are you going to tell her who you are? She might agree to come into the store now that you two are friends." Rosie shrugged as she adjusted a Regency historical so that it didn't block the fall in love sign at the top of the display. Paper leaves in various shades of red, orange, and yellow decorated the shelves. "We're just online friends. I don't even know her real name." "Online friends are perfectly valid," Leah said. "I've met lots of lovely people online." "Okay, that's true," Rosie admitted. "But as you know, she doesn't do signings. Maybe she has a good reason for staying anonymous. Besides, she probably doesn't even live here in the city. Her author bio just says New York. It's a big state." "And right now you're having too much fun flirting with her on Twitter," Leah teased. "It's chatting, not flirting," Rosie deflected, tired of trying to define her relationship with Brie.